Right. So if you have been injured in the past, or if you are injured now, sometime in the future, we need to be able to verify your claim. So we're talking about notices of injury, an incident report if some actual event occurred. We're talking about medical records, clinic records if medical treatment was sought for an actual injury or some condition that developed, such as asthma or some respiratory condition that might develop from exposure to sandstorms, dust storms, that type of thing. So we need to be able to verify that. So incident reports, medical reports, any correspondence with the employer. So that can be emails, letters, anything that might have been documented when we're looking at making arrangements for sending an injured worker home to get treatment. So if they haven't completed an actual incident report, the employer, but they're sending an individual home for medical treatment, there may be some back and forth there that documents that the employer had knowledge of something that occurred, whether an event occurred or the individual had a medical condition that required treatment. So we need to be able to verify that with documentation, just to establish that the employer had knowledge of something occurring at that point. If they were permitted to go to the clinic on a base, they need their employer's permission to be able to do that. There may be documentation by way of emails or something providing them with the permission to seek treatment at the clinic. Of course, if we've already jumped forward to where they've come home for medical treatment and have seen a doctor, then we'd be looking for local medical records wherever they reside for the doctor that they treated with for the condition, which hopefully will show, if they were sent home at the beginning of May, we've got medical records beginning at the beginning of May, middle of May, showing that they've immediately sought medical treatment for the condition, and that's what prompted their being sent home. Well, it can be very difficult for us to obtain records of any of the treatment on the clinics. A lot of that's maintained by the employer, and in many instances what we found is with third country nationals, they don't necessarily even keep records. They may have someone come in, they may give them some painkillers, some other stuff, an x-ray to make sure no bone is broken, and then they're shipped out. So there are some times where records may not be kept, and it would be important for the the individual to make sure that some record is developed, at least indicating that they were seen there for some specific complaint, and that they get a copy of that so that they've got that. Because once they're gone, they're out of the country, it's going to be that much more difficult to track down anything, if anything was even created, if they were seen in a clinic. If you want to document time frames, you want to document, again, an event occurred, some injury was suffered, some condition was incurred from environmental or employment conditions, and that the employer was aware of these, that some treatment was sought or an individual was sent out of the country in order to get more comprehensive treatment. It's important when medical treatment is sought to make clear to the medical professionals why the treatment is being sought. What the injury is, where the pain is, what that is caused by. Hey, this is caused by me working 80 hours a week, doing the same type of work over and over. I'm a mechanic, I'm working with wrenches, my elbow's hurting from torquing it all the time. It needs to be clear what the injury is, where the pain is, what the condition is, that this is being caused or somehow related to what's going on right then and there. The work being done, an event that occurred, the environment that they're in, and that when this is sought, when they advise the medical professional of what's going on, that they make sure they request and get a copy of some documentation that shows, yeah, hey, on this date I went to see the individual at the clinic, these were my complaints, so we've got a time frame of when they went, we've got a description of the injury or the condition being complained of, and we've got some further indication that, hey, that this is not just me coming in with these vague complaints. My elbow hurts because I've been working with a wrench doing the same movement, for while I've been working 80 or 90 hours this week.